Are you a Harry Potter fan looking for a new way to appreciate the series? Do you love delving into the characters, plot, and themes of your favorite stories? Then Muggle Snuggle, brought to you by Hustle Studios, is the podcast for you. Each week, we explore a different aspect of the Harry Potter series in a deep and meaningful way. But here's the catch, we do it in the most boring way possible. That's right, Muggle Snuggle is the ultimate Harry Potter snooze fest. So grab your wand, find a comfy spot, and get ready to snuggle up with us as we dive into the magical world of Hogwarts. Whether you're a die-hard Harry Potter fan or just looking for a new way to enjoy the series, Muggle Snuggle has something for everyone. So join us and get ready to snuggle up with your favorite Muggles as we explore the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Don't miss an episode. Subscribe to Muggle Snuggle, brought to you by Hustle Studios, today.
Mar, a curious and imaginative high school student, had always been fascinated by the unknown. When the opportunity for a school trip to an old retreat house came up, she eagerly signed up. The retreat was meant to be a peaceful break from the routine, a chance for students to bond and reflect. Little did they know, it would turn into an experience that would haunt them for years to come. The retreat house was located in a remote area, far from the hustle and bustle of the city. The journey there was long and winding, with the bus traversing through dense forests and narrow roads. As they approached the house, an uneasy feeling settled over the group. The building loomed large, its weathered facade and ivy-covered walls standing as a testament to its age. It looked like something out of a Gothic novel, with its towering turrets and dark, gabled roof. The retreat house was an old mansion, built in the early 1900s by a wealthy family who had since moved away. The architecture was grand but decaying. The once beautiful gardens were now overgrown and wild. Inside, the house was filled with antique furniture and dusty portraits, giving it an air of faded grandeur. The creaking floorboards and flickering lights only added to the sense of unease. As the students settled into their rooms, Mar couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone. The house seemed to have a life of its own, with shadows dancing in the corners and strange noises echoing through the halls. The atmosphere was thick with tension, and even the bravest among them felt a shiver down their spine. Despite the eerie ambience, the group tried to make the best of their stay. They participated in team-building activities, explored the grounds, and shared ghost stories by the campfire. But as night fell, the true nature of the retreat house began to reveal itself. The introduction sets the stage for a chilling tale of supernatural encounters. Mar and her classmates are about to embark on an unforgettable journey into the unknown, where they will confront their deepest fears and question the very nature of reality. The retreat house, with its eerie atmosphere and mysterious history, is the perfect setting for a story that will leave listeners on the edge of their seats. As we delve deeper into the events that unfolded during the trip, the line between the living and the dead will blur, and the students will come face to face with the otherworldly forces that haunt the old mansion. Mar's chilling sighting. Mar stood in the dimly lit hallway of the retreat house, her footsteps echoing off the aged wooden floors. The air was thick with an unshakable sense of foreboding. As she turned a corner, her heart froze. There, in the periphery of her vision, she saw a small child, perhaps no older than 7, dressed in outdated clothes. The child ran towards a solid wall, and to Mar's utter horror, vanished into it as if it were nothing more than a veil. Mar's initial reaction was one of stark disbelief. She blinked several times, hoping that her eyes had played a cruel trick on her. "This can't be real," she whispered to herself, her voice trembling. A cold shiver ran down her spine as fear gripped her tightly. Her mind raced to make sense of what she had just witnessed. Could it have been a trick of the light? Or perhaps a figment of her overactive imagination? Caught between disbelief and mounting terror, Mar backed away slowly, her eyes never leaving the spot where the child had disappeared. She felt a knot of confusion tightening in her stomach. How could something so utterly impossible seem so real? Rationalizing the experience. Desperate to rationalize the experience, Mar tried to recall any logical explanations. Maybe there was a hidden door in the wall that she hadn't noticed. She approached the wall cautiously, running her hands over its surface to find any signs of a secret passage. But the wall was solid, unyielding. She even considered the possibility of a holographic projection, but dismissed it almost immediately. The retreat house, with its crumbling walls and outdated electrical systems, was far from equipped with modern technology. Mar's thoughts spiraled in every direction, yet none provided a satisfactory explanation. Still shaken, she decided to share her experience with her classmates, hoping they might offer some solace or at least a plausible explanation. Collective experiences. As Mar recounted her encounter, she noticed her classmates exchanging uneasy glances. It wasn't long before others began to share their own strange experiences. One student mentioned hearing whispers in an empty room, while another described seeing fleeting shadows dart across the hallways. Someone else claimed to have felt a cold hand brush against their arm when no one was near. These collective accounts only served to deepen the group's sense of unease. The eerie atmosphere of the retreat house seemed to close in around them, making the supernatural phenomena feel increasingly undeniable. Specific incidents. A classmate felt an inexplicable chill in a room despite the warm weather outside. Another reported seeing flickering lights, even though the electricity was supposed to be stable. Several students heard disembodied laughter echoing through the corridors late at night. As more stories surfaced, the group reached a chilling realization. They were not merely dealing with isolated incidents, but rather a pervasive supernatural presence that inhabited the retreat house. Local legends and history. Intrigued and unsettled by their experiences, the students delved into the local legends surrounding the retreat house. They learned that the house had a dark history, steeped in tragedy and loss. Decades ago, it had served as an orphanage where many children had met untimely deaths due to neglect and illness. These tragic events had given rise to numerous tales of hauntings and restless spirits. One particularly haunting legend spoke of a young boy who had disappeared under mysterious circumstances, never to be found again. According to local lore, his spirit still roamed the halls, searching for peace. This story resonated deeply with Mar, as it seemed to provide a chilling explanation for her sighting of the child running through the wall. Aftermath and reflections. The eerie experiences left a lasting impact on Mar and her classmates. During the remainder of the trip, a palpable tension hung in the air. Conversations were hushed, and every creak or whisper was met with heightened alertness. The retreat house, once intended as a place for reflection and bonding, had become a source of fear and intrigue. Even after returning home, the memories of the retreat house lingered. Mar found herself frequently revisiting the events in her mind, oscillating between skepticism and belief. Some classmates remained steadfast in their conviction that they had encountered the supernatural, while others sought comfort in rational explanations, attributing their experiences to stress and overactive imaginations. Despite their differing perspectives, one thing remained certain. The retreat house had left an indelible mark on all who had visited. The chilling encounters, the eerie atmosphere, and the unsettling history combined to create an experience that would forever be shrouded in mystery, leaving Mar and her classmates with questions that may never be fully answered. The unsettling experience Mar had witnessed was just the beginning. As she struggled to rationalize the apparition of the child running through the wall, her classmates began to share their own strange encounters. The eerie atmosphere of the retreat house seemed to have affected everyone differently, but the common thread was an undeniable touch of the supernatural. Shared, strange occurrences. As Mar sat with her friends in the dimly lit common room, the stories began to flow. It started with Hannah, who recounted how she had felt an inexplicable chill while walking down the hallway. "It was like someone walked right through me," she said, her voice trembling. "I looked around, but there was no one there." Others chimed in with similar experiences. Jake mentioned seeing fleeting shadows darting past him in the peripheral vision. "I thought it was just my imagination at first," he admitted, "but it kept happening. It's like something was watching us." Sarah, usually the skeptic of the group, shared a particularly haunting incident. "I heard laughter coming from the attic," she revealed. "It sounded like children playing, but when I went to check, the attic was empty." Her account sent shivers down everyone's spine, as the idea of disembodied laughter was too eerie to dismiss lightly. Adding to the eerie atmosphere, the group's collective realization of the supernatural phenomena grew stronger with each story. Emily spoke of waking up in the middle of the night to find her bed shaking. "At first, I thought it was an earthquake," she said, "but everything else in the room was still." Tom mentioned that he had seen old-fashioned toys appearing in different places around the house. "I saw a wooden top in the kitchen one morning," he explained. Later that day, it was in the library. No one else had touched it. Even the teachers, initially dismissive of the students' tales, began to notice strange occurrences. Mrs. Johnson, the history teacher, shared that she had seen a figure in old-fashioned clothing standing by the window, only for it to vanish moments later. "I thought it was a trick of the light," she confessed, "but now I'm not so sure." Realization of the supernatural. As the stories continued, the group reached a collective realization. The retreat house was more than just an old building. It was a place teeming with supernatural activity. The shared experiences created a bond among the students as they tried to make sense of the inexplicable events. They decided to investigate further, hoping to uncover any logical explanations. However, the more they searched, the more they found themselves confronted with evidence that defied reason. From cold spots to flickering lights and unexplained sounds, the retreat house seemed to be alive with ghostly presences. Mar, who initially tried to rationalize her sighting, found comfort in knowing she wasn't alone in her experiences. The collective fear and curiosity of the group led them to delve deeper into the history of the retreat house, seeking answers to the mystery that surrounded them. Together, they pieced together the fragments of their encounters, each story adding another layer to the eerie atmosphere that enveloped the retreat house. The realization that they were dealing with something beyond the natural world was both terrifying and fascinating, leaving them with more questions than answers. The enigmatic retreat house. The retreat house, a relic from the early 1900s, stands as a testament to a bygone era. Its weathered facade and creaking floors create an eerie atmosphere, heightened by its isolated location on the outskirts of town. Originally built as an orphanage, it has since been repurposed multiple times, but carries a history steeped in tragedy and mystery. Legends that linger. Among the local community, the retreat house is infamous for its alleged hauntings. Many residents recount tales passed down through generations about spectral sightings and unexplained phenomena within its walls. One of the most persistent legends speaks of a young child who roams the halls, a remnant of the building's time as an orphanage. This ghostly figure is often seen running, only to vanish through solid walls, much like Mar's own chilling encounter. Another popular legend involves the sound of children's laughter echoing through the empty corridors at night. There are also stories of former caretakers who met untimely deaths and whose spirits are said to linger within the house. Understanding the retreat house's history provides a lens through which these supernatural events can be examined. The house was established in 1912 as an orphanage to shelter children left destitute by the industrialization wave that swept through the region. Tragically, many of these children succumbed to illnesses due to poor living conditions and inadequate medical care. The high mortality rate among the orphans could plausibly contribute to the numerous sightings of child apparitions. During the 1940s, the orphanage was closed following a series of investigations into mistreatment and neglect. It lay abandoned for years before being converted into a retreat center. Despite renovations, the sense of melancholy and unease never dissipated, possibly due to the lingering spirits of those who suffered within its walls. Several paranormal investigators have explored the retreat house over the years, documenting their findings in numerous reports. These investigations often captured inexplicable phenomena such as electronic voice phenomena, EVP, recordings of children crying or calling out, temperature drops in certain areas of the house, despite no drafts or logical explanations, photographic evidence of shadowy figures and orbs of light. Scholars and enthusiasts have proposed various theories to explain the hauntings at the retreat house. Some suggest that the intense emotional energy from the suffering and untimely deaths of the orphans created a lasting imprint on the environment. This concept, known as a residual haunting, posits that traumatic events can leave behind an energy that replays itself, much like a recording. Others believe in intelligent hauntings, where the spirits of the deceased consciously interact with the living. This theory seems plausible given the specific and interactive nature of the experiences reported by Mar and her classmates. Local folklore significantly shapes perceptions of the retreat house. Stories grow with each retelling, blending fact and fiction until they become part of the community's collective consciousness. For instance, the tale of the ghostly child might have originated from a real incident, but has since been embellished to enhance its eerie allure. It's important to note that while these legends and historical accounts provide context, they do not offer definitive proof of the supernatural. However, they certainly add layers of intrigue and mystery to the retreat house, making it a focal point for those interested in the paranormal. The retreat house's history and the legends surrounding it form a complex tapestry of sorrow, mystery, and speculation. Mar and her classmates' experiences, when viewed against this backdrop, take on a deeper significance. Whether one believes in ghosts or not, the retreat house undeniably exudes an aura that fuels curiosity and fear alike. As the students left the retreat, they carried with them not just tales of the supernatural, but a profound sense of connection to the past and its unresolved echoes. While the full truth behind the hauntings may never be known, the retreat house remains an enigmatic monument to the lives and stories of those who once called it home. The return from the retreat house was a subdued affair. Mar and her classmates, usually abuzz with chatter after a school trip, were unusually quiet. The eerie experiences they had collectively witnessed left an indelible mark on their young minds. Mar, in particular, found herself replaying the sight of the child running through the wall over and over in her mind. Her initial reaction of disbelief had gradually transformed into a lingering sense of unease. Every creak in her own home, every shadow that flickered in the corner of her eye, now seemed to carry the weight of a possible ghostly presence. Other students reacted similarly. Conversations at lunch tables veered towards the supernatural, with each student eager to share their version of events. Some spoke of waking up in the middle of the night drenched in cold sweat, while others admitted to having nightmares about the retreat house. Lingering fear and curiosity. Despite the pervasive fear, there was an undercurrent of curiosity that could not be ignored. The retreat house, once just another destination on their school itinerary, had become a focal point of fascination. Students began researching local legends, poring over old newspaper articles, and even debating whether they should return with cameras and recording devices. Mar herself oscillated between fear and curiosity. Part of her wanted to forget the entire experience, to chalk it up to an overactive imagination or a series of coincidences. Yet another part of her was irresistibly drawn to the mystery, eager to uncover the truth behind the spectral child and the other unexplained phenomena. The collective experiences of Mar and her classmates painted a haunting picture of the retreat house. The spectral sightings, disembodied laughter, and inexplicable chills all pointed towards something otherworldly. Even their teachers, initially skeptical, could not entirely dismiss the numerous reports of supernatural activity. Local legends and historical accounts added layers of complexity to their experiences. The retreat house, once a bustling orphanage, was now shrouded in tales of tragedy and loss. Stories of children who met untimely ends, of caretakers who vanished without a trace, all contributed to the eerie atmosphere. Paranormal investigators had documented some of these phenomena, but definitive proof remained elusive. In the weeks and months that followed, the retreat house continued to loom large in the collective consciousness of Mar and her classmates. Discussions about the trip would inevitably circle back to their ghostly encounters, often leading to heated debates about the nature of the supernatural. For Mar, the experience left more questions than answers. She wondered about the lives of the children who once inhabited the house, about the circumstances that led to their haunting presence. Were they trapped in a tragic loop, forever bound to the place they once called home? Or were they trying to communicate something, to reach out to the living for reasons unknown? The sense of mystery persisted, leaving Mar and her classmates with a newfound respect for the unknown. Their trip to the retreat house had started as a simple school excursion, but it ended as a haunting journey into the supernatural. The chilling aspects of their experience served as a reminder that some mysteries are perhaps best left unsolved, leaving them with a sense of awe and trepidation that would stay with them long after the trip. As the seasons changed, the allure of the retreat house and its mysteries endured. Mar and her friends found themselves drawn into deeper explorations of paranormal phenomena, their initial encounter at the retreat house serving as the catalyst for a broader journey into understanding the supernatural. The group divided their time between academic pursuits and this newfound hobby, meeting weekly to share findings, theories, and personal anecdotes of unexplained occurrences. Their investigations led them to connect with experts in the field of paranormal research, participate in online forums dedicated to ghost hunting, and even organize their own expeditions to reputedly haunted locations. Each venture was meticulously planned, blending scientific rigor with an open-mindedness required for investigating the unknown. They employed a variety of tools: EMF meters, infrared cameras, digital voice recorders, in hopes of capturing evidence of the paranormal. Yet, despite their efforts, concrete proof remained just out of reach. Each anomaly could be rationalized, every shadow debunked, leaving them with more questions than answers. This pursuit, however, did not dampen their enthusiasm. If anything, it reinforced their fascination with the metaphysical. The retreat house experience had taught them that the world was filled with mysteries beyond human comprehension, existing in spaces that blurred the lines between the tangible and the unseen.
Are you a Harry Potter fan looking for a new way to appreciate the series? Do you love delving into the characters, plot, and themes of your favorite stories? Then Muggle Snuggle, brought to you by Hustle Studios, is the podcast for you. Each week, we explore a different aspect of the Harry Potter series in a deep and meaningful way. But here's the catch, we do it in the most boring way possible. That's right, Muggle Snuggle is the ultimate Harry Potter snooze fest. So grab your wand, find a comfy spot, and get ready to snuggle up with us as we dive into the magical world of Hogwarts. Whether you're a die-hard Harry Potter fan or just looking for a new way to enjoy the series, Muggle Snuggle has something for everyone. So join us and get ready to snuggle up with your favorite Muggles as we explore the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Don't miss an episode. Subscribe to Muggle Snuggle, brought to you by Hustle Studios, today.